Obama signs legislation today making big changes for every American with a credit card. Really, this is going to revolutionize the credit card market with several restrictions on everything from sudden hikes on interest rates to who can actually get a card. Now, as with all things that happen in Washington, there are detractors, but the bottom line is the White House and Congress are getting what they want. Are you going to get what you want, though? Joe Krier, president of Krier Wealth Management, is here to discuss the details. Okay, good morning to you.
Hey, Stacy.
Hey, there's been a lot of talk about trying to limit these credit card companies for a long time. Why now? Why did it finally pass?
Well, I think it's politically expedient to bring it up right now. You know, it's good timing for something like this. And it's interesting to me that they're going after the companies that we just bailed out with tax dollars in a big way. So the three biggest issuers also happen to receive the three biggest chunks of money from the federal government.
Okay, so refresh my memory. Didn't something like this happen? Didn't the feds pass something like this a few months ago?
They actually did. The Federal Reserve came out with a Consumer Protection Act that had a lot of these same provisions in it.
Yeah. Congress
kind of needed a win here, so they brought this up, and part of the idea was to get some of these things rolling right away rather than waiting until, you know, late next year. So most of this is going to kick in the next 90 to 120 days. And also they're seeing a lot of problems with credit cards right now. The default rates are going through the roof, and, you know, it's going to be a big thing in the news going forward here.
Okay, so let's see what these changes are exactly. Better communication.
Yeah, the complicated legalese that you get when you open this thing is supposedly going to come with bullet points that you can understand that, hey, if you're walking into a bear trap, at least the bear trap will be in bold print on the document for you.
It's going to delay by 60 days rate hikes and any new fees that they're going to charge you, because right now they could see that you maybe have been shopping at the dollar store a lot and decide based on that they're going to bump up your fees.
Yeah, right. You know, and I don't think credit card companies started out this evil to begin with. I think what happened was it was a lending facility that the bean counters over the years kind of said, hey, here's a way we can get maybe 50 cents more a month out of each account. And they kept going and going, and that's what corporations do. They try to increase their profits. But ultimately, it became something like a loan shark where they were sneaking up on people and ambushing them, and these rate increases were coming out of nowhere. Well, the feds are just trying to pull that in a little bit now.
All right, one of the other big things that they have decided to do is limit underage accounts. Now, if you are under the age of 21, unless you have a cosigner or you can prove that, hey, I'm earning a paycheck, you won't be able to get a credit card.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like they're going to find another way to get around this, though. Do you think so?
I think so, you know, and I agree that it's a terrible thing to introduce college kids to debt before they even have an income. You know, that's one of the things that always had bugged me when I saw, you know, card tables set up on university campuses.
But a lot of people argue, Joe, hey, if they are responsible, this is a useful tool to them.
Absolutely. The problem is they're just not ready for that yet. And I'm not one to say that the government needs to tell who's doing what, but, you know, if we can put all these things together and at least maybe have those clear communications, have the kids understand what they're getting into, then it's not so easy to just sign one form and go out and buy a stereo that afternoon and, you know, have something that's going to hang on their back for 5 years.
I can tell you're a product of the 70s and 80s, a stereo. Now it's like a flat screen TV. Hey, I'm with you on that,
I'm out of date, I know, yes.
All right, now, people are saying, well, what's the backlash on this? Let's go over this quickly. They may reintroduce different types of fees. They're going to cut those rewards programs potentially. Then there's unemployment.
Yeah, and by the way, if you have a bunch of points built up on a credit card, you might want to use them pretty quick.
Cash it out, yeah.
Because they do have the right to revoke those miles and things in a lot of cases, and this is the time to look at it. They're also running through a bunch of rate increases right now before this takes effect. So there's going to be a little bit of chaos here, and, you know, you just need to have your eyes open, read the communications that come from your credit card company.
Even though it might make your eyes cross.
Yeah,
right now,
sure.
anyway. Thanks, Joe. Joe Krier, president of Krier Wealth Management this morning, talking about credit cards and the changes that you'll see.